Hello, my name is Tom and I'm a diver. As you can see, my equipment is a little bit old, but it still works well. I want to tell you about a problem that I have. Actually, it's a problem that we have. Hello, my name is Sally and I live here under the water. As you can see, I don't need to wear a diving suit. I met Sally while I was diving underwater. She started to talk and we got on quite well. We found that we had a lot in common. We went to the movies together and to the coffee shops together a few times. It was really nice. As you can see, however, Tom and I have a possible problem to the development of our relationship. We both breathe different things, and this is putting a potential block in our relationship. So what we have is a seemingly inseparable gulf between our present state and our goal. We need to find something that will act as a stimulus to help us to overcome our problem. Actually, I'm not too sure that we have a problem. I'm not too sure that problem is the best word to use in this context. It may be more accurate to say that we intend to try to take our present situation and move it forward to a better situation. Yes, I think it is probably more accurate to talk of movement of our situation. We're not really presently concerned with evaluating the truth value of our current situation in order to identify errors. Rather, we're seeking to move from a known current idea or situation to a new one. We discussed a few different ways to deal with our situation. Initially, Tom suggested the introduction of a random entry and see what results this produced. My random entry was raspberry. Initially, things were still unclear. I found it difficult to see how the introduction of a raspberry really helped us to break traditional perceptions of our problem or situation. I still felt boxed in, and this raspberry was not really revealing any new doors. Then I thought of this. How could I take half a bite of a raspberry and then give the other half to Tom so that he could eat the other half? One possibility that suggested itself was that if I was underwater, I could pass it to Tom, who was floating on the surface of the water. Of course, he would have to be out of his diving suit. This led us in an interesting direction, as we also discussed the possible benefits of considering ideas not with a view to judging their merits, but as possible stimulus that would move us towards new perceptions. Therefore, each of us proposed ideas not as solutions to a problem, but as provocative statements designed to stimulate solutions which, although initially puzzling, may later seem clearly logical with the benefit of hindsight. Therefore, we started with an initial problem or situation, namely that we both breathe different things. Then we tried to think of different provocative operations, not as possible answers or solutions, but as stimulus to further possibilities. So I thought one provocative operation was, both of us should breathe the same thing. Now, I'm not sure that this was a good start, but it got us moving in the right direction. I wondered if we needed to breathe the same thing, but then I thought, why not wait until we could both breathe the same thing? To me, that seemed more interesting than the mountain must come to Tom. We could also redefine water and air. If you take that approach, you could also redefine the word breathe. I like to travel, so I proposed that I buy a timeshare in an apartment where you could only breathe water. That seemed to me more of a productive avenue to explore than either forcing or coercing either of us into an action. Finally, I came up with a provocative operation that seemed to lead us onto an interesting path to explore. I thought, why not ask why Tom can't breathe in water? As I thought about that question, I knew the answer. He does not breathe in the water because he would die. So then I realized that there was no problem, because we did not have a solution that could move us forward. The discussion that we had, reviewing our situation, made me realize how good things were between us, and we had both enjoyed our discussion. So after all, there was no problem to solve, and our discussion had brought our situation forward. So now we are just both happy together being underwater.